Hello and welcome to the Average FPLers. My name's Michael, and I'm joined by Russell
Hello.
and maybe by Gaz in the future. Maybe we'll interject his voice. We'll just get recordings of him out one day, so it sounds like he's with us all the time.
Yeah.
Um, it's 22-23 season, game week 1, but it does mean FPL4. Will it be as competitive with only two of us? We'll see. Maybe we'll have to draft in a couple other people and do 3, 4, 5 men or something. See if we can get a couple, get Big Ken in or someone else.
Yeah, maybe.
Do some FPL4s. But for now, I guess we'll see our picks for this week.
Special guests, maybe.
Yeah, special guests. I mean,
Yeah.
but you need them all season. Otherwise, if it's just 1 week,
Yeah, well, tallying up the season, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. As I
we'll
said,
see.
Gaz will probably send his picks to me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, I'm not. I,
Oh,
I won't see it though. Dead
no.
to the world. So yeah.
Yeah, turn it off,
Yeah.
ignore.
But yeah, game week 1, so probably a bit of a tough one. It's an unknown game week 1. Obviously got pre-season and stuff to go by, but and obviously the fixtures. But let's see our goalkeepers.
Yeah, I'm out.
And where's it going?
I don't know, where are you going?
It's clicking the wrong place. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Um. So Mike, you've gone Martinez, and I've gone Sarr of Wolves. Um. Yeah. Sarr. I'm still debating whether to have him in my team. I've actually got Martinez, so yeah, these are like my two choices for my actual team.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, I've picked Martinez at the moment, and Sar's my second option at the moment. But yeah, so yeah,
I,
Wolves have got two good fixtures. They've got Leeds. It is
yeah,
away, but yeah, I don't know. I think Wolves are pretty good defensively last year, especially at the start of the season, and I think Sar was up there as one of the top keepers by the end of the
he
year.
was,
So
but he was better in the first half than he was
yes,
the second half.
yeah, Wolves
Um,
had a bad finish to the season. So
yeah, it felt like once they couldn't get anything achievable, such as Europe,
yeah.
then on the beach, I believe is the best term used. They did seem to sort of fall away quite rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was a perfectly valid pick. I seriously did consider him because I do think they're good defensively. The only thing that sort of ekes away at me just slightly is that Connor Cody doesn't seem to be the regular starter at the back anymore. It seems to be Collins and
Mm.
what's his name? Max Kilman, sorry. So they're playing 4 at the back instead of 3 recently in preseason.
It's only
So
in pre-season though. Yeah,
yeah,
you
but
can only take that with a pinch of salt, I reckon.
you
Uh,
can, but if you play the majority of preseason with a 4 instead of a 3,
mm,
there's a good possibility they're probably going to play that formation.
true.
They only abandon that if it goes really badly, really quickly, and then they're like, "Oh, quick, no,
back
scrap that."
back to the old system, yeah.
Yeah, get back to normality, what everyone loves. But yeah, I think there's reason to believe that will keep a clean sheet, and I think it's a decent pick.
Yeah.
And I think the same with
Martinez.
yeah. I looked at the options. And I just thought, I could have picked a Liverpool keeper, but then that sort of cut me from picking them elsewhere. I could have picked. I was going to pick David Hayer. Why? I wouldn't even say that out loud. Um, Lloris maybe, but I had
Mm,
options elsewhere. Edison, I don't think City will keep clean sheet at West Ham.
mm,
And then I just looked and I thought, well, Scott Parker said Bournemouth are in trouble.
mm.
Bournemouth have been great during pre-season, and Aston Villa have been slightly okay. So the only there's been big changes at Villa there as well, though, because Tyrone Mings has lost the captain's armband, and
Oh,
Gerard
is
gave
it?
it to he gave it to John McGinn.
Oh.
So that's a slight sort of show that perhaps Tyrone Mings might not be a regular starter.
Interesting.
If that's the case, maybe Villa are better defensively because he was at fault for some of the goals last season.
Yeah, I think he's all right, Mings, but he's
I'm
got a
not saying he's.
mistake in him.
Yes, he's definitely got a mistake in him.
Yeah,
Um,
he's one of those players that doesn't look like he's fully concentrating all the time.
no,
Yeah.
I mean he
Nice.
gives away rash fouls. He can get caught out and he can pick up easy yellow cards.
Mm.
Um, but if he's lost the captaincy armband, maybe he's not considered first choice now.
And he's probably England's third best centre back. Oh,
That's true.
he's up there.
See, he's considered that, but that's I think because Southgate doesn't take it. I mean, admittedly, it's why it sounds a bit biased, but Eric Dyer had a fantastic season last season.
Yeah.
He didn't get looking.
Yeah,
And then
that's
another
mad.
person who had a fantastic season was Tomori. I mean, he won the league with AC Milan, and he was an ever present. And at a time when we needed more reliable centre backs, because Stones wasn't doing great, and obviously Minks was out of form, we were like, "Oh, I don't think we've got any other options to take this summer," so we didn't take him. And then we went to that Nations League and were pretty appalling.
Yeah. Yeah. It
I mean,
wasn't
that
great.
feels like forever
I
ago,
forgot about
but
that
it
as
weren't
well.
that long
Who
ago.
did we lose to? It was like 4-0, weren't it?
Hungary,
Hungry, that was it, yeah.
we absolutely got humbled.
I was on holiday watching that and it was funny.
It was unreal. I mean, we were underwhelming through all of those games. You could see a lot of those players were tired,
Yeah, but
and Southgate didn't take new players to try them out before the World Cup, like players like Tamori and I mean, Tamori should have played more, and Dyer could have played, and it would have given him a sort of idea.
mm,
The only person who got a chance was Bowen,
mm,
and unfortunately for Bowen, he was playing with everyone that was sort of tired and couldn't be asked.
yeah.
So Bowen didn't look great either.
Yeah, wasn't good. Oh well.
No,
Oh well. Um yeah, where were we? Yeah, Bournemouth are in trouble, Martinez.
Bournemouth, Bournemouth are
Oh
in
yeah,
trouble.
Villa, Mings, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So
Back on
yeah,
track.
little tangent. But yeah, if Mings has lost his place, then I think Carlos is quite good at the back, Seville, and he's at Villa now. I think Villa might keep a clean sheet, and they should keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth.
Hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised if that game ran out 0-0. And as much as both managers
Yeah.
would
Could
say they
happen.
were disappointed, they would probably be sort of silently happy
Probably
because they.
more so Bournemouth, but yeah.
Oh, Bournemouth would be happier with that result, but I don't think Gerrard would be chastised his players so much if they took a 0-0, because then he could go to the board and go, "See, I need a couple more."
Mm, true.
That's what happened with Tottenham. If you remember when we lost to Everton 1-0, we were like, "This is bad. Look how bad it is." And then we went, "Oh, we better buy some players."
Yeah, it's a classic way to get players. Yeah.
Yeah, lose your opener. That you're
Have an absolute shocker. And
yeah,
then the board go, oh, here's money, fix it.
yeah.
Okay.
Get it sorted. I mean, don't be surprised if Tottenham lose their first game to Southampton, that we then don't go and spend huge amounts of money on like something big because Conte loses his fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, we should probably look at defenders.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep. You've gone Robertson and I've gone Kieran Trippier. Oh,
Bring
yeah.
him back.
Yeah. I think I mentioned this with my team because I've got Almiron in my team. Newcastle are at home against Forest, newly promoted teams, and I don't know. I've just got a feeling Newcastle are going to start with a bit of a spring in their step this year and do quite well. And Kieran Trippier was a big part of them recovering last year. And then he got injured, but they carried on. Yeah, so I think he's got 3 assists so far in pre-season as well, which is pretty good for like a defender.
Yeah, he's traveling under the radar, I guess, because
Yeah.
he's basically plays for Newcastle, and because people can afford so many premium defenders because they're so cheap.
I
People like
can't quite slot him in my team, and yeah, I'd only maybe want him for this week. That's why he's a good pick for this week. But
yeah.
but I wouldn't go against if someone had him in their team. It's a viable pick, I'd say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he probably would be decent over the season. He's a decent price at 5 million as
Yeah.
well. So
And he's got those tackle turns, you know, free kicks and stuff like that, and getting down the wing, and yeah, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you've gone big on your one, Robertson.
yes, sir. Well, I quite like Robertson. I think he's a really good player. I mean, and it's hard because I should probably just have both. Something always tells me only to have one, so that means Robertson always misses out.
Yeah, it's tough to
So
have
I,
both though, because yeah,
it's
7.5 and
tough.
7. Although,
Yeah, I
yeah,
found money for Diaz, right? So I can
you
find
got
money for
Cancelo,
Robertson.
haven't you?
Yeah,
7,
exactly.
same. So you could have Trent and Robertson rather than Cancelo.
I'd rather have Cancelo as well. So if I'm gonna have both of them, I'd have all
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you
uh,
could. You've only got one premium in your
oh,
actual team,
exactly.
so
I can go wild. I
you
can
could
start
actually do
flashing
that.
that cash.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Robertson's a good player. I thought he was really good in the
Community
Charity
Shield.
Shield, Community Shield. Jeez, I always get that wrong. Call it the old name. Um, yeah, I thought he was really good in the Community Shield. I quite liked him in some of the preseason bits I saw. I think he'll be again. I mean, he's always a good option. That's why he's so expensive.
Yeah.
And they're against Fulham, who are a bit shaky down there, right?
Mm.
And I'm not sure if Fulham are going to throw Leno in at the deep end.
Oh yeah, they got
They
Leno
might.
today, didn't they? Yeah.
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 So if they throw Leno in the deep end, it could be. I mean, it could be carnage. It
Yeah.
could be carnage even if they start with their regular keeper. Um, and I'm expecting Robertson, probably Alexander Arnold as well, to get an assist because I think Tim Ream started a centre back, and last time he started a centre back against Liverpool, they absolutely roasted him. That was 2 years ago, so he's a much
Mm.
older man now.
Well, you know, grown,
I know, but I
taken the
think he's like,
experience. Yeah.
yeah, but
Might be.
I think he's like 35, 36, and he's going to
Ah.
be up against even younger players now. I mean, like we've just been saying, Nunes is 25, Diaz is 25. These are
Yeah.
not slow players. They've got energy and explosivity in abundance, and yeah. So I think Robertson could get a couple of assists, and
Mm.
fingers crossed a clean sheet, but unlikely.
Don't know. Yeah. It's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, but remember, newly promoted teams usually first day of the season they get a couple.
Yeah.
Plus
Liverpool, I
Mitrovic
swear
scored
Liverpool the last couple of seasons have had a newly promoted side. First
2
game of the
years ago.
season.
They had Fulham, wasn't it?
They had
Within a couple of
Leeds.
games.
They had Leeds they had Leeds the year Leeds came up. And
Yeah,
that was what, 6-3
4-3.
or something, or yeah. Something ridiculous, weren't
Yeah, it was
it?
all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if that was again with Fulham. Like
Mm,
4-3. I
yeah.
mean, it's not great if you've got double Liverpool defensive assets and they don't get any
No.
assists, but
No.
great fun to watch.
Yeah. And more likely Salah would be involved in that. As long as you got Salah and captained him, then you're fine, you're laughing, aren't you? So
I mean, unless Allison goes and scores again.
that'd be nice. But it's not gonna happen the first game of the season, is it? They're not chasing anything yet, so he's not gonna go up for a corner, I don't think.
You never know. You never know. You
Yeah,
might
you
just
never
go.
know.
You
Yeah.
might shout. You only live once. Go charging up there, and they go, "Oh, here comes Allison." Oh my word, he's going, and it'll be like the 35th minute. Like, what's
That
he doing up there at the 35th minute? Oh, it's a diving header.
proper monk style.
Yeah, exactly. What a legend.
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, midfielders. Ah,
Gonna,
there. I've either done this wrong or these are our two picks for the season, premium picks for the season, aren't they?
hold on, let me check. I'm pretty sure I did pick him
Yeah.
both.
It's
Let's
just
have a
threw me
look.
off because I was like, oh, hang on, we've just spoke about these. You know.
Yeah, no, I did definitely pick him.
Oh, yeah. I must pick Son then, yeah. Well, yeah. Son, Southampton. Yeah. It's between Son and Kane. I've put Kane in my actual team because of the 0.5.
Uh-huh.
But I did have Son was in my first draft. And yeah. Pre-season has been like basically Son and Kane, isn't it? So
Pretty much,
you
yeah.
couldn't really pick between them for the amount of goals and assists they've both got. So
No, I mean, pick one.
So it's like toss a coin. Who you
Yeah.
pick or pick both
I
of them.
mean, and once you've picked one in your main team, don't worry about it. If that one doesn't return, don't do what those poor bastards did last year.
And
Remember where they
switch. Yeah, no,
they
don't do that.
switched back. They switched to Kane because he got 4 assists and then Son got a hat trick, and you're like, no,
Yeah,
I've set myself up here, haven't I?
yeah.
So
And Son can be the better option being from midfield because he gets more points for goals
clean
and
sheets.
clean sheets and stuff like that. So
Yeah, more likely to get bonus
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. But
So,
I think Son outscored Kane last year, right?
yes, he did.
Overall, yeah. But yeah.
Kane was like the top scoring striker in the game, but it
But
was only like
it was not a year for strikers last year, was it?
no,
So
he got like 174 points.
yeah, it wasn't great.
Bearing in mind, I think they said that on the list that's like 15th,
Right. Yeah.
probably a bit higher than that now, probably like the top 10. But I know for a fact, Salah, Son, Alexander Arnold, they definitely all outscored Kane,
hmm
and there's bound to be more that outscored him.
Yeah.
So, but I think this season that sort of
I think it might change. I
recalibrate.
think it might go back. I think we've got more options now, and it's I don't know. I
You
think
got
that
more options. You got fit players again. Ronaldo's. I mean, and as much as I say Ronaldo's going to be bad for United, he is an attractive price. I think he's 10 million, right? So he'd be a good price if he does stay at United. You've got all of those 7.5 players that are all fit now. Like Wilson's fit, Bamford's fit.
yeah.
I mean, Calvert-Lewin isn't fit,
And you've
but he
got
was.
some of the players that they changed from midfielders to strikers as well, but I'm not sure they were great ones. So
Time will tell with Havertz.
Havertz and
If he
Mbemo are the
starts
ones
there
that
every
come to
week,
mind, but
Buemo will be fine because if he's playing every week, fair
mm.
enough.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was frustrating to have last year. I don't think I ever had him, but it was frustrating for people that did have him last year, and that was in midfield. So
That's true. I
imagine
mean,
having him as your forward. That's
well, I
got to be
had
even
him in
worse, right?
midfield for about 15 weeks.
Uh,
I just saw him as a cheap enabler.
yeah,
I guess if you are going to have him, you are confessing that he's 6 million, and as a striking terms, 6 million is more of an enabler than an actual
hmm. Oh yeah,
gold. Because the only other people at 6 million are like Iwanini at Nottingham Forest and Johnson at Forest, and that is literally about it, right? Because I think Mitrovic is 7.
you got Solanke at
Solanke, yeah, but
Bournemouth.
again,
Are you
he's newly
Bournemouth?
promoted, right? And
Yeah,
Scott Parker's already worried.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I
and
think there
again,
might be another one, but
Broja is the only one that comes to mind if he becomes first choice at
yeah,
Chelsea, which is
yeah.
unlikely.
Wait and see on that one. So yeah. Speaking of Chelsea, yeah. So you gone Sterling. Yeah, they've got
Ah,
a good fixture, haven't they? Everton.
Everton.
Yeah.
Chelsea, though, apparently their record against Everton away is really bad.
Oh right.
Yeah, they've lost quite a lot in the last few years.
Interesting.
So, but it is game week 1. It's very rare that teams keep clean sheets
Uh huh.
per se. Even the big teams don't necessarily keep clean sheets, as we've alluded to with Liverpool. Obviously, Man City lost 1-0 to Spurs last year. Um, so I just think Chelsea, Sterling got a goal in his last preseason appearance and looked a lot better. Chelsea looked a lot better with some of the new signings.
Yeah.
And I think they'll genuinely.
And even though Sterling's a new signing for Chelsea, he's obviously Premier League proven, so
Yes,
you
he's
don't have to
far.
worry about him being a player that has to sell. He should
No,
sell quite easily. So
it's just more about settling into the system, which
yeah.
I'm sure he'll get that quite quickly. I mean, and Everton haven't really replaced Richarlison. As we just said, they've now lost Calvert-Lewin at least for the first game.
Who are they going to
So
play up front then? Who have they got?
Rondon, I can't see Rondon starting
uh,
up there,
oh
but
dear.
I don't know who they've got, right?
That's unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it must be Rondon, isn't it?
Let me double check who, because FPL obviously today added loads of sort of filler names that the players that didn't exist, like Everson for Leicester, didn't exist on FPL until this afternoon because they had to hastily
Uh,
add him and others who'd played.
right.
So no, they can't play Rondon because he's suspended because that red card he got.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
So that leaves either Dele Alli,
Dele Alli, yeah, maybe.
Iwobi,
Wobie,
McNeil,
yeah.
Gordon, or Gray to play up front, unless it's a youth player.
Yeah, I guess I'll stick one of them up front when they play a false nine. They'll have
Yeah,
to.
and they'll probably do what
Uh,
what we said that Wolves might do, where they'll chop and change
yeah,
game. But
yeah.
I think that plays into Chelsea's hands, right?
Oh yeah, massively. Yeah, should be comfortable with that.
No, no recognised striker. Andros Townsend out. Calvert Lewin's out. Rondon suspended. I mean, they're laughing. I mean, I know they've signed Tarkowski, and I expect Tarkowski to be a massive improvement for that defence this year.
Mm,
But I think Chelsea's already far too much for him.
yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I I haven't got a Chelsea player manager team yet. I did have Mount in at one point. Yeah.
It's because Chelsea got Tottenham in the second game when they've had an indifferent
Yeah. Yeah.
pre.
Yeah. I think that is why.
You shouldn't show bias towards teams that have bad preseason because it's mostly about fitness
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
getting the team cohesion there.
I never
But
really
people
read
see
too
it.
much into pre-season, so
You don't. But because Chelsea lost 4-0 to Arsenal, there is significantly less people buying Chelsea players for game week one.
mm,
Like I said to you, if that had only been like 1-0, 1-all, I think
but I think
Jesus' ownership's lower and Mount's ownership would be higher.
yeah. My other problem is who to pick, but yeah, it would be Mount, I think, or James. I think that'd be it. I think
Yeah.
they're my only pick choices. Maybe Mendy in goal, possibly, but yeah, because Sterling for me, yeah, I think he could do well, but too much money to fit into what I've already got, so
Mm.
can't afford him. And then there's no one else. I mean, you're taking a big gamble if you pick Ziyech or Pulisic or someone like that.
I don't think Ziyech will be there by the time the window shuts.
No,
Pulisic, they tried to offer out.
how did they?
I don't know what will happen with him. It's sad actually because he's 6 million,
That's what I mean. It's like,
and he's the sort of player I would love to have. But that starting front line right now is probably Mount and Havertz and Sterling,
mm.
and
And Havertz
I
has moved to a forward, which
he's moved.
puts me off
Yeah,
completely. I
yeah, because
barely wanted him as a midfielder, so having him as a forward, just oh no, no, thank
yeah,
you.
exactly. It makes it even less appealing
Yeah,
because he's not getting anywhere. He's not even getting those clean sheet points.
yeah, no, not a
So yeah,
chance.
I understand that entirely.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think that's Chelsea's starting three for now because I think Tuchel's finally sort of
Mm.
settled on that until they get more reinforcements. As we said, they signed the Aston Villa boy, um, Chukwuemeka. I will get that eventually. I'm very sorry. It's a difficult one, but they signed him. I don't think he'll be a guaranteed starter, but I think that probably Hudson-Odoi leaves, and maybe Pulisic does become slightly more of a realistic option if he stays. Once they sell some players.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd
See,
love to.
this is the problem with Chelsea. We just don't know at the moment. There's so much going on.
Yep.
Very unsettled.
So many moving parts. A new owner who
Just,
seems to be
yeah.
basically
Oh
a
yeah, I
new
forgot
owner who
about
goes,
that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, he goes, oh who's our rival buying? Oh, Cucurella. Oh, we'll get him then.
Yeah.
Uh, who else are they going for? Him? Oh, I'll get him as well. Don't you worry about
So I feel like they're definitely a wait and see, and that's why, as much as I want a Chelsea player for the Everton game, I I suspect they will lose to Tottenham, or that's going to be a tight game at least, and then yeah. So I'd
that. Yeah,
rather wait and see, but yeah, I think that'll be Everton, and I think yeah Sterling could be in the goals there.
yeah,
So
I'd like it to.
I concur with your pick.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Gaz say shit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they wait right to the end and then tell us shit.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, shit, shit.
Uh, right, and to finish off our forwards, then, you have gone Vardy, old classic, and I've gone not for the Invisible Man, but for Darwin, Nunes, Ribeiro. Yeah.
Nunez.
I just like picking my striker with yeah, with no face. Because they've only got a shirt up at the moment. Because I picked Haaland in my premium picks.
Yeah, it's because I think they were doing all of their media days
Yeah,
like
well,
this
there's
week.
some weird ones like Sterling. There, they've just like they've taken a picture of him, I guess, in a pre-season game and just whacked that on there, haven't they?
Yeah,
It's
so
weird. But some of
again,
them they filled in, some of them they've just put shirts on, and yeah,
yeah, I think Sky Sports and FIFA and all of that, they get like an allotted day with each team to do it. So obviously, I'm sure they will get filled in.
yeah,
Some probably won't, knowing our luck. But
mm,
yeah, Nunes not having one is quite funny,
yeah,
especially as he signed for Liverpool relatively early in the
yeah,
winter.
yeah. Was very early, so yeah, it's
Yeah, but then
surprising.
again,
But
Jamie Vardy's picture, I'm pretty sure that's last season's one. So
yeah, it looks like it. Yeah,
they
it
need, and
does.
then that Suns one is definitely last season's.
Yes,
So
true.
I can tell that because
The
the sleeves and the collar don't have the vault, the
okay.
yellow.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, literally
Yeah,
teams are
they're
doing
probably all last seasons, aren't they? Yeah, so
probably more
they
than likely.
haven't they either
They've
haven't
done
updated the
they've
photos
done
yet
bugger all.
or
They've just gone, oh, we can't put them in their Man City shirt in the Chelsea thing. What should we do? Quick, slap a picture in there. That'll do.
yep, yep. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So Darwin. It's hard to find him at first. I was looking for Nunez, but they've listed him as Darwin, haven't they? So
Yeah, I think
um
that's what's going to be on his shirt, right?
oh is it? Oh there you go.
Yes.
Everyone has been calling him Nunez. So I was like, oh, who's this Darwin guy? But anyway, he's really good in the community shield. Yeah. And I just thought it made me go, oh, I quite fancy him in my team. But again, moving parts, he's like 9 million. It's hard to get him in with the other options that are there at the moment. And yeah, maybe it is a wait and see. You know, there's always a risk that he doesn't start the next game or something like that because they're, you know, easing him in slowly. So, but I think if he does, they've obviously got a newly promoted side. It could be a good Premier League debut for him.
I mean, even if he got 30 minutes after
Well,
what you
yeah,
saw in the
that's all he
Community
needs.
Shield,
Yeah.
yeah, he could turn that game from being a draw to an easy win for Liverpool. So
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed. And yeah, Vardy. I mean, yeah, he's got history with showing
ooh,
up at the start of the season.
Jamie Vardy, ooh, Jamie Vardy. To be fair, I just wanted to have a Vardy party, and I don't think I can fit him into my team. He's 39. He's not 39. That
39.
is an
Bloody hell.
absolute lie. He is 9.5 million, and he's 35, I believe. I just basically slammed two
Merge the two
completely
things
different
together.
figures together and went, that'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's 35 and he's 9.5, which is quite an attractive price point, but not attractive enough because of Jesus, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And obviously Nunez is only 9. Um,
Yeah.
and because Vardy's older, and that's sort of biased for some of us that are slightly older. Once a player gets to about 33, we go,
We're
well, he's
saying
only 12
that about
now.
Vardy for like the last 3 or 4
3 years.
years. So again,
Yeah,
yeah, he's probably too old this year, and then he still
yeah.
does
Well,
it.
I was retired for England, and then there was a chance to join Arsenal about 4 years ago, wasn't there? When he was like
Yeah,
31, 32, and he turned it down, and we were like, it's him probably done now. He'll retire,
yeah.
you know,
I
run off into
think
the
he
sunset.
slowed down a bit last year. He got injured
He was
more,
injured.
and yeah,
The
so
problem with the Premier League is sometimes, and we've seen it with a lot of players, they get an injury. It's nothing. It's a muscle injury, and then of course they work hard to get back. They get back, but they rushed back because they declare themselves fit.
mhm.
Then they aggravate the injury, and then they're out again. And then they come back, and then they aggravate the injury, and then they're out again. And with Vardy, it was sort of similar to that. He kept aggravating an injury, and then I think he ended up having surgery in March on the actual.
Yeah, I think so.
But then he came back, and clearly the surgery worked, and he was absolutely unreal.
Mm.
So they're at home to Bournemouth. No, no, Jesus, I'm not getting any of this right. He's at home to Brentford, and they haven't had a great preseason. They haven't replaced Ericsson, but they have bought Ben Mee, so I expect Brentford to be fine in the Premier League this season. But I do think that they'll struggle to get goals, and I think people are slightly overlooking Leicester because Leicester haven't bought anyone, and so everyone just thinks, oh well, they're going to be crap, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
that's
Leicester,
the thing that worries me about Leicester. They haven't really made any moves,
no,
which surprised me
but
a little bit. I think, and like I said, they seem to be selling players. Like Michael's gone. You know, there's bids coming in for players. Yeah,
oh yeah, I mean, if the one that they would want to sell is Tielemans because he's made
yeah,
it quite clear
yeah.
he's
He
not going to renew
wants
his
out.
contract.
Seems
So
Arsenal want him, but I don't know how that's
that
going.
interesting to have called now that Arsenal are seemingly running rampant in terms of.
Yeah, I did see something today, but I don't know how official it was, saying, "Oh, yeah, we've put a bid in," but
I
yeah,
think they're
don't know.
waiting for the price to become more realistic. When if say for example Tielemans said he wasn't going to sign
Hmm,
a year extension
yeah.
because of no interest, then it'll get near to the end of deadline, and then Leicester might go, okay, we'll take a couple million less or whatever.
Hmm, yeah.
I think that's normally people playing hardball and who blinks first, right?
It might be
Um,
one of those that lingers about until deadline day
I
for
would not be
Tielemans.
surprised. There are quite a few that feel like that. Like Fafana feels like it might linger like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that at home and Madison and Barnes have been reasonably okay. Dewsbury Hall's been very good in pre-season.
Mm.
I think Vardy will go out and get one or two. I think. I originally had Ricardo Pereira in my starting lineup. I now have Fafana in my starting lineup, so I'm fairly confident that
Mm.
Leicester are going to keep some form of clean sheet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think Vardy gets something to the opening season. You know,
I definitely
and we'll
wouldn't
see.
bet against it.
No, not against Brentford, who are
No.
themselves trying to bring in some players before the deadline. So
Yeah, they could suffer with second season syndrome, Brentford.
a lot of teams do,
Mm.
and I mean Leeds clearly one of them.
Yeah. And
Um,
sometimes teams you don't expect, like Leeds, I don't think we expected Leeds. I think we expected Leeds to be alright, and
I think
they suffered.
we didn't expect it, and then we
Um,
watched how bad Firpo played, and then we're like, oh, they're going to
yeah.
have a bad one. But Brentford have not signed a lot of players. Losing Ericsson is a big deal. They may go and get Damsgaard, who is a very good player. He
Mm.
won't cover Ericsson, but he will be a good addition. But Ben Mee is a great addition.
Mm. Yeah.
Staying away Everton buying Tarkowski.
Yeah.
I know, like people go, "Oh, it's still Everton and they're shit,"
Hmm.
but when you sign really good centre backs, they're not centre backs that are winning the Champions League, but they are excellent. Been in the Premier League for 7, 8 years, no frills. And if you bear in mind that people laughed at Newcastle when they signed Dan Burn, and look what
Yeah.
he did for them. They were one of the most informed teams right until the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and they signed Matt Target and Dan Burn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would expect Brentford to do okay, but I do think they'll lose the first game against a quite a good Leicester side that's obviously not signed anyone, and as far as we can tell by the news, Madison, Tielemans, Fafana, and about four other guys are leaving, so they can only have about Vardy and two guys left.
Yeah.
Vardy, Cho, and Everson playing.
Yeah. But they've not accepted those bids yet, so yeah, it could be good.
No, I think they're reluctant to sell Madison. I
Yeah.
think Madison, a rumor is that he doesn't want to go Newcastle, but
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
money
it's
might convince
kind of
him.
fair. I
Plus,
mean, at the moment, yeah, is there any point? Not
it's a good.
really.
It depends if they selling on the project, right? Sometimes if you
Yeah,
can,
that's the thing. Yeah, at the moment, Newcastle in that area where they've got to sell players on the project rather than "Oh, we're really good and established." So yeah, basically, they got to chuck money at them
um,
a little
I
bit.
don't think they do. I think that after what Eddie Howe showed, that they bought sensibly.
Mm.
I don't think you're going to see him throw money like some of the other bigger sort of, because if you
No,
bear in
maybe
mind,
not. Maybe they're going to be more, frugal, sensible.
if you think about it, Everton were bought by like a an ultra rich fella.
Hmm.
And everyone was like, "Oh, this is a new era for Everton. They're going places." And then they brought in players like Sigurdsson and stuff, and they paid vast amounts of money. I mean, they paid a vast amount of money for Iwobi, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
and it was just bad buying, like constantly bad buying. So I think some of the people at Newcastle are very much aware that it can go either way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Necessarily guarantee success. And if you remember early days Man City,
Oh yeah.
they threw money at everything,
Mm-hmm.
everything that would take money, and it did not yield success for a good few years.
Yeah. No, it didn't work straight away, did it? So
No, so I think Newcastle are taking a slightly more tapered approach, and Bruno Guimaraes has been great.
yeah.
You know, he
Good
cost a
signing.
lot of money, but I think he bought into the project, and maybe if they do get a bid from Madison accepted, maybe they convince him the same, and then that's quite a good middle of the park.
Yeah.
So
I'd say so.
you never know. But again, I still think Leicester are going to beat thingy wherever all of those players end up.
Brentford.
Leicester are going to win. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. So yeah, I think they're pretty good picks from both of us.
Plus, I thought
But
I thought it was quite fun, wasn't it? I have someone different because I didn't just want to go Haaland, Salah,
true.
blah
Yeah.
blah blah. You know, I
A little
thought
bit
I'd do
different.
what we normally do, put something a bit different that we quite like the look of, but we probably can't get into our team.
Yeah.
It won it for me last year, right? So I think that's how I'm going to stick
This
with
is
it
the
this
kind
year.
of thing we could do brave picks in where might not necessarily struggle or go out of our way to get him in our teams, but we fancy him to do quite well on this given game week. So
Yeah.
it's the whole idea. Yeah. Yeah, and on that note, we should probably wrap it up then, I guess.
See us home.
Yes, we have a mini league if you want to join. The code is F0HWRV. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Average FPLers. Yep, good luck for game week 1, and we'll be back to see how our picks got on and give our picks for game week 2, and yeah, go from there. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye bye.